Week 2, day 2. And we're continuing to work on surrounding face tissues. In today's exercises, we don't have a lot of rules and regulations. We have only one thing in mind. We need to unstagnate stuck tissues that surround our face. Why do we need to unstagnate them? To bring the movement and blood flow to the areas of epicranial aponeurosis and our chest muscles. Why we need to move chest muscles? Because when chest muscles are stiff, they start to pull down, because remember, stiffness, inflammation creates fibrosis, and fibrosis creates ptosis. When chest muscle is already stiff, it means it already has fibrotic tissue. Fibrosis create ptosis. What is ptosis? Slowly pulling all the tissues down. Now, the muscles of platysma, our neck muscles, are woven into our chest muscles. So if our chest muscles are stiff, there is no movement, there is no blood flow, they're going to start going into ptosis and start to pull down themselves, bringing with them platysma muscles. This is when we get our lines on the neck. This is when our neck becomes shorter, especially if a person's posture is inwards, the whole thing starts to drag down. So what we need to do, we need to release those muscles. We also need to bring movement to muscles of epicranial aponeurosis, especially behind your ears. Very important place. So we have to bring movement to all surrounding face area. We are working with bone today. We're using strong hand today. There is no specific way of doing it because we need to make sure what we're doing is comfortable for our hands. This is the only part in all system that is going to require the strong pressure. Why do we need strong pressure? Because we are working with bone and we're trying to create piezoelectricity. Piezoelectricity is growth under the pressure in our bone to prevent bone resorption that comes with change of life to women. Facial osteoporosis is quite a real thing and we need to prevent it, and pressure is very good preventative measurement for the bone. So as I told you, we don't have any specific way of doing it. See what's comfortable for you. I'm going to show you several ways and you're going to choose what works the best for your fingers. One way you can do is you can make fists and start moving the chest muscles with a fist. I personally find this movement very comfortable, but see how it works for you. How we do it? We press strongly into the chest and we move our soft tissues against the bone. What we should not do in here, we should not just slide the hand. I want to press strongly, melt my hand into the tissues and move the tissues against the bone. You can do it with both hands. You can do it with one hand. It usually goes in a crisscross way. And you can do it with the heel of your hand, and that also works very well. This is our point number 1. The second thing we have to work with will be right behind your ear. We have to move, again, we're moving, I want to show you on my forehead so you would understand. We're not sliding, we're pressing the fingers and we're moving the whole tissues against the bone. We will be doing it on the face too, but in our later videos. But in this case, I'm just showing you example how to do it correctly. Put the fingers and move them against the bone. And we're going to do it behind the ears, and then we're going to work throughout epicranial aponeurosis. Now, if you have your hair open like me, you can slide and move your fingers through your epicranial aponeurosis. However, if you have braids, if you have dreadlocks, if you have wig, if you have extensions, you will not be able to do it that way. So this is what I will ask you to do. Place your fingers comfortably where you see your scalp, move them without sliding. Then you're going to remove your hands, put to the next section, and you're going to move the next section, and you're gonna have to work section by section. Again, braids, dreadlocks, wigs, extensions, section by section. Applied against the bone, moved. Applied against the bone, move. If you don't have any of braids, dreadlocks, the extensions and wig, you're gonna place in, you're gonna slide underneath, you're gonna move the area, slide more, move the area, slide more, move the area, and then removing stagnation from all over facial tissues. We are going to, I'm gonna remove my earrings, we're gonna massage the ears and earlobes. Very comfortable thing. Now, if you have vertigo, like yours truly in here, be careful working with your ears. You have to be sitting in a comfortable position. This massage you can administer to yourself 5 times a day. Nothing but good will come out from it. It's an excellent way to bring the blood into your tissues and release the fibrotic stagnation. However, if you have vertigo, you have to be sitting before you do this massage. Otherwise, you can do it in line, waiting for your child from the school. You can do between your work, clients, in my case, right? Because I'm an esthetician, you can do it absolutely anywhere. And let's go ahead right now and do the whole routine together. Remember, you can use fists, you can use fingers, you can use heels, you can use heels of your hand, whatever is comfortable for you, as long as you're moving the tissues against the bone. One little trick, if you have very hard time moving tissues against the bone, get yourself a bamboo brush with a thick bristles and strongly comb your hair for the first week. After a week or so, bringing yourself blood circulation through the comb, you actually will be able to move soft tissues against the bone in that area. So last time, once again, sorry I repeat myself, but it's very important for you to understand, we're not sliding, we are moving, literally moving the tissues against the bone. Do you see how I move the tissues against the bone? This is how we do it. We melt the fingers and we move the tissues against the bone. So let's go ahead and do it together in a one routine, single routine for today's day. So I'm going to put my fingers, I use fingers right now. This is quite a challenging way of doing it. If you're comfortable doing it this way, it's fine. The second thing, I'm using fists. See what works for you. I'm going to use one fist now. We're going to spend no more than a minute for this move daily, but you can do it several times a day. And then heel of your hand, and you can do it several times a day. As I told you, move those tissues, see what feels most comfortable for you. And do you see how I do it interchangeably? See, maybe you want to do it this way. Whatever does not hurt your hands and whatever does not hurt your fingers and yet moves the tissues. Then we're going to slide up, and I'm starting in the root of the neck, in my occipital muscle. I'm moving upwards and I'm concentrating right behind the ear. It's very important place. Lots of stagnation is happening there. I'm sliding up and I'm moving all the soft tissues against the bone on epicranial aponeurosis. I'm going to put heels on my hand, and in circular motion I'm going to move heels with the heels of my hands, going back with fingers, giving myself good epicranial aponeurosis massage. You can go backwards like this. If you ever develop headaches, it's very, very helpful. Again, showing not sliding but moving against the bone, covering the whole area. Remember, if you have braids and dreadlocks, you can lift the fingers, place them firmly on one place, move that place, then lift the fingers again, move that place. See if that's more comfortable technique for you. Massage everything on your epicranial aponeurosis, and then massage your ears in the end. Give yourself some time massaging your ears, the cartilage that you have in a circular motion. See what I do? I make it soft with a circular motion. I make it soft all over, and then lobes I'm gonna put down, preparing all those tissues, again going behind ear. So there is no specific sequence to it. See what feels comfortable. Let's say you worked on your epicranial, your hands got tired, you went into your ears, went back to epicranial. This is all just fine. Just make sure you bring good blood circulation in there, and as I told you, you can use bamboo brush, for example, in the end, and really brush up your epicranial aponeurosis upwards, sidewards, because I know that sometimes, our hands are hurting and we don't have as much strength in our fingers. So this is a very good tool to help you. If you have gua sha stone and you like to work with gua sha stone, you can work it on the epicranial aponeurosis. In fact, gua sha stone I love the most for epicranial aponeurosis, but honestly I prefer either hands or the bamboo brush because it's softer. I would like to have a softer approach, but definitely movement of the tissues of epicranial aponeurosis. So it's chest, it's occipital, it's behind the ear, it's epicranial aponeurosis, and then we're gonna go into the ears and finish it with pulling the earlobes down. Perfect. So as you see, it was from one side very easy movement because there is no specific sequence to it. You cannot mess it up. You cannot do it wrongly. From the other side, it's quite strong on your hands and fingers. See what is the most comfortable way for you to do it. If it's too much for you to do it 2 minutes right away, then separate it. Do 30 seconds in the morning, 30 seconds during the day, 30 seconds at night, but keep moving those areas. Once you're going to bring the blood flow and start unstagnating fibrosis, it's going to be much easier for you to actually move tissues in that area, and it's not going to hurt your hands all that much. But we definitely need to bring blood in here, create the space between the tissues. So when we're going to work on the face, it's going to support the lift. It's kind of receives the lift and holds it there. So we're looking for sustainable long run results, and this particular move brings you many benefits. Brings you piezoelectricity because of the pressure, prevents bone resorption in your scalp, it brings you the blood flow, it creates the space to receive the lift. So great move, could be done as its own thing by itself. You don't have to prepare for it. Really, you can do it several times a day, and the more the better, basically. Enjoy this great move. I hope that you're going to find a way for your hands not to hurt them, and practice this move on a daily basis. Thank you so much for your time, for your attention, and I will see you all in the next video.